So this next topic, this is proportion. So this actually deals with, let's say you have two quantities, so they are related to one another. So related how? Maybe if you increase one quantity, the other quantities will also increase. At the same time, it might be the opposite case. You increase one quantity, the other quantity is going to might decrease. For example, let's say you're paid hourly. Okay, you're paid hourly. So let's say per hour you earn 1000 taka. Now let's say in a week you work 10 hours. So you earn a certain amount of money. So now if you in a particular week, if you instead of 10 hours, if you work for 20 hours, that is you double your working hours, then what will happen? Then the amount of money that you earn, that is also going to become double. At the same time, if the working hours become half, then the total amount of money that you earn in that particular week is also going to become half. So this is example of direct proportion. On the other hand, let's say you cover a certain distance. That is, let's say you go from your home to school. You cover a certain distance. Okay. You cover this. So let's say one day you travel. The road is there's very less traffic. So you travel much faster. The same distance. You're traveling, but you're traveling much faster. That is, your speed is greater. If your speed is greater, then the time taken for you to go from your home to school is going to become less. The time that it will take for you to go from your home to your school is going to become less. So these are just two examples. Now let's move on specifically to the book problems. Question number 1. 5 cans of cola cost $1.2. Exercise 17, question number 1. 5 cans of cola. So you have 5 cans. They cost $1.2. So what's going to be the cost of 1 can? So you have two choices actually. So you have to understand that if 5 cans cost $1.2, the cost of 1 can is going to be greater or smaller. It's very obvious. So if 5 cans cost 1.2, the cost of 1 can definitely is going to be less. So it's going to be what? It's going to be $1.2 divided by 5. That's going to be the cost of 1 can. So now they're asking, find the cost of 7 cans. So what's going to be the cost of 7 cans? If 1 can cost this, 7 cans is going to be 1.2 by 5 into 7. So the cost is going to be $1.68. Okay, let's go over from the beginning. So you have to understand actually, here it's quite obvious, but in some problems it might be a bit more difficult to determine. So 5 cans cost $1.2. So 1 can. So definitely what do you know? The cost is going to decrease. 5 cans, $1.2. So 1 can definitely is going to cost less. So it's going to be 1.2 by 5. That's going to be the cost of 1 can. So what's going to be the cost of 7 cans? This value, the cost of 1 can into 7. Now let's do question number 3. Let me read the question first. 3 people build a wall in 10 days. 3 people build a wall in 10 days. How long would it take 5 people? How long would it take 5 people? So you have 3 people. In order to build a wall, they take 10 days. So let's say there's just one guy working on building the wall. Then what's going to happen? Is the number of days going to increase or it's going to decrease? So if you apply just common sense, 3 people it takes 10 days. So 1 people is going to take more time. So it's going to be 10 into 3, this many days. Now they're asking how long it's going to take for 5 people. So 5 people is going to take, so one people it takes 10 into 3. So for 5 people it's going to take less time, this many days. So this is equal to 6 days. So this is actually the case of inverse proportion, because if you have more people working on it, it takes less time. So 3 people it took 10 days, and 1 people, that is just one guy, it takes more time, and then 5 people, so 1 people it takes 30 days, 10 into 3. So 5 people is going to take, just divided by 5, because it's going to take less time.